So, so far so good. I'm happy with the sound, with the microphone. Okay. All right. This is a $50 microphone. Yeah, I could get something better, but you also have to understand that I have a fan. Okay, running in this room. Okay, it's an ionizer, but yeah, it has this like really, you know, uh, which I normally don't see in an ionizer. Uh, this fan that has like like 10 settings. Okay, so it is sitting within the range of blowing in the direction somewhat, not direct but indirectly, in the range of this microphone, and it's still it picks up my voice. So bravo for the research of learning about condensed and dynamic microphones. Now, um, unfortunately, just like in the beginning of my recordings, my nose still runs as of today every day. I go through boxes of tissues, okay, and I mean tons of them. So unfortunately, that annoying noise is going to be within the videos, and I apologize. Now, okay, there is a sense of 95% of bullshit that comes out of my mouth. Okay, not with the training aspects. You don't get to see that. You don't get to see that side of me. Okay, but you've been to my classes. You've seen my general personality. Okay, all right. You know why I talk the way I do is because it's a sense of excitement. It's a sense of giving a shit. It's a sense of getting the material to you in a serious fashion, because this is not something that's a game. This is your life, man. Okay, this is your life, and sometimes you'll see me get really, really like hardcore with my voice, and some people see it's aggression, but it's not. It's passion. Okay, now we're not gonna mistake that bullshit passion when someone's really calling you names and be like, I'm not an asshole or a douchebag. I'm just passionate. No, it's not like that. And people will mistake that aspect of you, if you're like that, as arrogance too. Okay, now I have not created, because I like making my own definitions in a lot of ways, but I have not yet come up with a true definition, my definition of what arrogant is. Okay, because and I'm not gonna lie, because the way my mind thinks, I don't see things as the average person does. Okay, um, you know, I mean, you're talking to somebody who's worked their whole life and never even been to a party. So at that point, the social aspects, the jokes, and the interactions, I don't really get. Okay, so when when I meet someone else, and as soon as that person walks away, okay, someone has something to say about that person all the time. Okay, it's like, man, I mean, Jesus, he's an arrogant little fucker, isn't he? And I'm like, I didn't pick up on that. Now, 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 let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, I wasn't focused on anything that he was saying anyway, because in the back of my mind, you kind of got like this like do 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 do, or my mind has gone 5 thoughts past what this person's talking about. Okay, and by the time he's finished his conversation, I have no idea what the guy's talking about in the first place. Okay, that happens a lot. All right, active minds. Okay, considering the fact that you rarely get any sleep, right? Your dreams are crazily outrageous, but an active mind is an active mind. So your subconscious just goes on its own thing. Okay, so, and not to mention the fact, I'm not looking for flaws when I meet somebody. Okay, all right. An interaction with me is just an interaction. Okay, it's just it's just like me pumping gas, man. And I'm not kidding. All right, okay. And I'm gonna tell you, all right. and you can chalk this video up to really pointless, okay, to anything or any relevance whatsoever. What is with people pumping gas, okay, and not turning their pumps, I mean their tanks, in the direction of the pump, okay, and then dragging the damn nozzle all the way across your trunk, grabbing the hose, okay, keeping tension on it so you can literally get the nozzle into your tank. Do you not understand the illogical aspect of this? It's just like taking a trash can and putting it in the other room, taking a dustpan and broom, filling up your dustpan and walking all the way out of the kitchen, all the way to a bedroom to empty the trash every trip. Instead of just taking the trash can and just bringing it into the kitchen right next to the damn trash and just sweep it up. Okay? Now, I could go on this whole rant how this is relevant to, you overthinking and blah, 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 but dude, it's just, that's not what it is. Okay? Hey, case in point, by the way. It gives you an idea how my brain works right there. Okay? How we went from the original topic right to the actual gas pump stuff. My brain did that. Okay? And I'm just now recognizing that connection. That's what happened. All right, it's just an act of mind. I've been born with it. I've been that way my whole life. Oh well. All right, so now I'm digressing. I'm taking a breather. Now, sit back and think on why you're doing what you're doing. And I apologize for the noise. See, if the mute button was in the front of the microphone, it'd be a lot easier to get to. I don't like the fact that it's in the back. Do not let someone dictate who you are. Become self-aware. And I mean self-aware in a way where you know when you're being arrogant. Okay? All right? Do not confuse your confidence with arrogance, okay? And start paying attention. There has been very amazing and astronomical pinnacle aspects of my life, if that word pinnacle is the correct word. And one of those things is how I see cash or a dollar bill, and how I see a problem at hand. Okay? All right? And what I want you to start recognizing is start becoming more self-involved. All right? And keep in mind that when you stick up for yourself, nobody likes that. Okay? Nobody. All right? So think about you living with a roommate. All right? Okay? You go in the kitchen. All right? And your roommate, oh my God, your roommate sticks the knife or spoon in the jelly. Okay? Spreads it across his bread. All right? And it doesn't take 2 seconds just to wash off the residue of the jelly with water in the sink, but sticks it right in the peanut butter. Okay? Or, dumbass puts the peanut butter in the refrigerator, okay, all right, and tries to spread it across his bread, and now his knife is filled with breadcrumbs, okay, and he puts it right back in the peanut butter, and now your peanut butter is filled with breadcrumbs, okay? This is something I don't do. Never are you going to see my peanut butter dirty, okay? Nor are you going to see my jelly filled with pieces of peanut butter in there because somebody decided I'm going to stick my peanut butter in there first and then stick it in the jelly. Okay? That's just me. So me being a roommate, you'd be happy with that. Okay? But if I was in reverse, I want you to think about that. So what you do is you try to be passive, okay, by buying your own peanut butter and jelly and putting your name on it. Okay? Now, your roommate has plenty of peanut butter and jelly left, but he can't resist. Okay? Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a disease. Okay? Some people just can't help themselves. All right? Because it's a new jar, he has to open it up. Now, I don't give a shit, okay, because it's all going to be eaten as it is, but you also have the reverse of that. The person that can't stand, okay, the fact that you open something else up without the other one being used. And I mean things like doesn't really matter, like cereal, okay, or rice, or or dried mashed or instant mashed potatoes. Okay, who cares? All right, all right. I mean, it's going to get eaten up, but it doesn't matter. That person's psyche, okay, they have convinced themselves. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, there's a number one definition for this. I'm gonna get to that. They have convinced themselves that this is the way to stretch out and save food, and it's not. Okay, and all they have done, okay, has taken their life experience and created a sense of fear to the point where their subconscious sees fear as a necessity of happiness. Okay, and so that subconscious is going to constantly take in fear to make decisions. All right, everything is based on a fear, not a understanding of a logical decision or a scientific method to get a particular result. So, with that fear, right, there's also that person, okay? You gotta understand, I grew up with stuff like this, so it's common and normal to me. It doesn't. I've learned to ignore more than I have to, and it's not even about picking my battles. It's like, dude, I just don't give a shit unless that person is messing with something. Like if I'm doing a science experiment, okay, and you come in and mess with my science experiment, oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna go ballistic, okay, because you are messing with stuff that I don't even know. You're messing with my data. Okay, so I don't even know that you're doing these things. All right, but I swear to God, man. And you just watch it, and it's like, man, you're like a mouse in a maze. Okay, and you get to learn this person's behavior to the point where you can do things in a particular manner. Okay, and get that person to do things that you don't want to do. Okay, by understanding their personality and their OCD issues and their must-haves and their fears. Okay, all right. My grandmother, all right, cannot under 1 second not interfere with your cooking. So, pasta, very simple. Put it on the water, be done with it. Okay, all right. She must stir that pasta at least once when you're not in the kitchen. And she will literally hang around the kitchen acting like she's going to the refrigerator and the cabinets, waiting for you to walk away out of the kitchen so she can stir it. That's an obsession. Okay? There are people like this. Alright? Now, I don't care, but there's some things that you can't overstir, okay, and will make it, start to break apart. Okay? That, I have to physically stay in the kitchen with a chair, okay, and sit there the whole time until that thing cooks because of that obsession. Not a big deal because I don't cook things like that break apart with overstirring like that, all right, on a regular basis. So that once in a while doesn't kill me. It's not worth arguing about because you realize I have mentioned this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. So let her do what she does. Okay? All right? Now, this does play a factor in someone changing your design. Okay, all right, and I mean like for ridiculous things. Okay, all right. I created an IP scheme. All right. I have analyzed the fact that this company has been around for 20 some years. Okay. All right. And they do not need, okay, any more than these particular number of IP addresses. And a Class B will be just fine. Because if I need more than what a Class B has, I just go to the next number octet and give me all those more IP addresses as it is. And in fact, I could use a Class C, okay, and just split the hell out of it, all right, because in the second or the third octet, I got two. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I got 255 choices. I mean, or 255 more, or two, okay, 255 possible networks on the third octet. Okay, all right, times 254. And you know what? Damn it. 64,000 addresses. Now, have you worked on a network where there's 64,000 people? Of course. Okay, and if you haven't, you will be. Okay, but the company that I was working on, they did not even have 50 people. Okay, so that Class C will be fine, but I chose to do a Class B for the growth. Okay, all right. Now, I'm off of work. Someone calls. All right, and they asked a question, so they gave it to another engineer to actually answer his question. And instead of just answering his question, he goes in and redesigns my entire scheme of IP addresses, VLAN. I mean, even changed the VLAN numbers. Okay, and it's just like, dude, what the hell? All right, now do I go back and change it back? No, because I don't really care. All right, that satisfies his obsession. Okay, I could care less. So I got Class A addresses instead of Class B's. I don't really care. All I care about is data getting from point A to point B, from the source to destination. All right, but this is what you deal with, and what you'll notice that individual can't assign a Class B network ever in his entire career. Okay? Alright? And at some point, you know, sometimes it comes down to a lack of real understanding and them just doing certain things. Sorry. Doing certain things because they don't really fully understand. They just know when they do it this way, it works. And I have that experience. Because remember when I tell you back in the day, when I was gaming, I was a network guy. All right? But I was using IPX. And then when I started using TCP/IP, all right, I always use one IP address schemes. That was it because I knew that worked. Any other IP addresses, I had no clue. Right? Now, using a Class C, Class B network, okay, and I've assigned tons of Class B networks, and they're fine. Okay? Alright? It's just an IP address, guys. Alright? But you were not asked to take over that project. You were asked just to answer a question to that person, which was the customer, and I wasn't available that day. All right, that was it. To take the time, okay, and re-engineer my VLAN numbers, okay, and my IP addresses, okay, and my DHCP schemes and all that stuff. Why? You have tons of projects just like I do. You got enough to do. But that's the point. That mentality of my way or the highway, okay, you need to be self aware that you're that type of person, okay, and you need to let it go. Because the things that I have been telling you go way beyond the concept of a normal course, okay, but remember, this is not a course, this is a skill set I'm teaching you, okay, and the philosophy behind the scenes and what you portray out there and put out there is what you're going to get back, okay, and what you want is what you want to put out there is customer service, flexibility, willing to help, being there when they need you. Not my way or the highway, not shut up, I know what I'm doing, not don't worry about it, let me worry about it attitude. Okay? In the end, you are dealing with people. Okay? This technology does not have an opinion, does not feel anything, cannot talk back to you in a sense of consciousness. All right? But people do. All right? And crossing the line of insulting people on a regular basis because you're the air quote network god, okay, is unacceptable. All right? So these little chats, take them with a grain of salt, with a detailed grain of salt, okay, of the concept of, well, I don't do that stuff, but don't not forget that it is possible and you can fall into that trap without even noticing it. Be self aware. Okay? All right? And that's what I'm saying. Just be self aware. Be strong. Be determined. Be Cisco. I'll see you guys on the next one.